all right. How are we all doing this afternoon? This evening in the UK? It's a beautiful fall day here. Well, it's not even fall yet, but it feels like fall. It's starting to look like fall. Well, kind of. And it kind of getting the feeling in the veins, man. Um, so I don't know who caught the show last night. Who caught the show with am I low? Low. How do I sound? That's weird because for some odd reason the levels look fine here. Am I that low? Low. Let me just see here. Let me see if I can bring it up a bit. Oh, how do we sound? How do we sound? Hold on. Look, everything sounds about right. Hey, Bud Files, how are you? So, who can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. For some odd reason, I don't know. The levels seem okay here on this end. Okay, good. All right. So anyhow, who caught the show last night with Leon? Leon Erie from Erie's Vault. Excellent show. Um, really enjoy his show. And again, if you've not subscribed, do subscribe. Subscribe to Erie's Vault. Erie's Vault. And he's got a very distinctive voice. And yeah, I don't know where, maybe from northern England, Yorkshire, up around that area. I don't know. He's got a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe a little Scottish in him. I don't know. But super nice guy and a wealth of knowledge. Does, wow, good show. So happy to have him on and look forward to having him back on in the near future for sure. Absolutely. Talking about high strangeness. He really loves his high strangeness, including cryptids. But you guys in the UK, you don't get very many cryptids, do you? You don't have very many cryptids over there. I don't really hear of much. Or maybe there's just more crazy people over here, you know, thinking they're seeing, including myself, seeing these crazy unknown creatures. I don't know. Um, yeah, well, it's pretty late for you guys, early in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning. But do catch the archive there, Dazzy. I think you'll enjoy it. It's pretty cool. It was really cool. Again, he was only on for the first hour of the show. Again, because he's in the UK. It was late for him, but he was cool with doing it. Okay. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, it was a pretty good show last night with him. And the second hour, we just shot the shit. Alex and myself covered the rest of the hour. This week, this Sunday coming up, we've got Matt Benton and Joe Vitale coming on to talk about their documentary "Evil on Earth," which is available on Prime in the U.S. I believe. I don't know if it's available in the UK. I know it's not available here in Canada, but you can get it in Prime in the US as of right now. I don't know if we'll be getting it, but if you have ways around it, like IPTV or torrents or whatever else, I'm sure there's a way of watching it. And I will look for it myself on IPTV. So who knows? I wouldn't doubt it. It's probably available. I wouldn't doubt it. So I mean, if it's available on Prime in the US, I'll just hack Prime. You can hack it, can you? Oh, can you? I don't know. So, anyways, yeah, that's next Sunday night. And I want to thank those who have already, donated to the cause. We're looking to pay for StreamYard for this for the whole season. So we're looking to get anywhere from 4 to 500 US to cover it. It's gone up significantly. It's insane how much it's gone up. And even so, we were looking at alternatives. StreamYard seems to have the better platform uh, as of right now for the money. Some of the other ones, yeah, you get a lot of free versions, but with the free versions, you can't broadcast 1080, and you can't. I mean, you can if you pay. Go to the paid version of theirs as well. And when you look at it, it's roughly in the same ballpark as StreamYard, but StreamYard has, I think, better service. But anyways, it was a tie between them and Restream, but Restream is I don't know. I'm not too keen on Restream. But anyways, I want to thank those who have already donated. Um, we're probably about a just under a quarter of the way. And some people have bought some of the new Mothman T-shirts as well. I think we've sold 3 so far, so that's pretty cool. Um, it's a cool T-shirt, and again, if you want it, grab it while you can. I'm hold on, I'll just pull it up here again. Let's see here. The link I believe is in. Oh, and there's a hoodie too. I forgot we have a Mothman hoodie as well. So here, I'll show you the hoodie. The hoodie's really cool. For some odd reason, the share screen sucks now. The way they have it. So there you go. There's the back of the hoodie, and the front has the original logo on the front, and of course the new Mothman logo on the back, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then we go to the T-shirt. Here's the T-shirt. There's the T-shirt. Right. And there's the T-shirt. Pretty fucking cool. I love the T-shirt. I mean, I grabbed the T-shirt. I'm gonna have to grab one of the hoodies while I can too. And again, whatever we make off these, because we set our own prices, we don't really make a lot off the merch, but whatever again we do make off that, we put it towards StreamYard. B, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, so I mean, it's all coming together. Like I said, we've made some from the sales of from the merch store, and of course those of you who have already donated. That's all going to go towards the this year's StreamYard cost this season for the whole year. So yeah, again, I want to thank those who have already donated. If you can spare a few coins, please, by all means, you can donate to. Hold on, let's see here. I think it's. Let me just see. Let me just see here. I don't think that's it. Hold on. Let me just double check here. Keep losing the link. Well, not link, but where to send the donation to. Here, let me just see here. Okay, where did it go? Oh, there we go. So here we go. It's at PayPal, and there's the email to use. So if you can, spare a few coins, and obviously, much appreciated. And again, hey Steve, how are you? Good show. Yeah, it was a great show. He did an amazing. I love him. I love his show. He does a great job. Very well researched, and his perspective and opinions are really really cool. So look forward to having him back on. Oh, that's fine. I mean, unfortunately, unfortunately, um, Leanne could only stay for the first hour, so he didn't miss anything really in the second hour. We pretty much just covered it, Alex and myself. And I'll just pin that to the top. Hold on a sec. Eight. There we go. And I'll pin that to the top. Again, if you can help us with the cause and spare a few coins, that would be awesome. And again, that is all going towards the goal of getting StreamYard for the next year. And let's see. And there it is there. Yeah. So yeah, anyways, cool. That's that. So what I'm thinking too, what I might do over the next because I'll have some time in October. Excuse me. I might do some special lives or content from secret locations. And if you'd like to be a part of it, whatever, $5, dollar, I don't care, any donation, whatever, and we'll email you the link or we'll send you the link. Awesome. I love it, Steve. I think it turned out really, really, really cool. A lot better than anticipated. I was kind of worried that how it would transition, after being printed onto the T-shirt, and it actually really turned out really well. I might even grab a hoodie as well. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let me just. It should be down there. Hey, Steven, how are you? Good to see you. Okay, so I will put this out there for those of you who may want to hop on. You're more than welcome. Hey, James, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah. Exactly. 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 Do you guys want to see Ozzy? Hold on a sec. He's lounging. He's very, very in the afternoons he lounges quite a bit, but I'll bring him up here, see what all right, hold on a sec. I'll be right back. Hey, Adrian. Okay, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You gonna say hi? Gonna say hi? Hey, wanna say hi? Here, look. Wanna say hi? Hmm? Hey? 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 Wanna say hi? You being shy? Huh? You being shy? Hey? You're being shy, eh? Hey, look. Look. Oh. He's just being shy. There you go, guys. There's Ozzy. There's Ozzy. Hey? Oh. He's like, what the hell am I doing here? Huh? Hey? All right. All right. Be back in a sec, guys. I'm going to put him back. Yeah, it's just lounging time. He's 15 weeks now. 15 weeks. Yeah. 15 weeks, something like that. 15 weeks. Yeah, his eyes, right? It's always his eyes. His eyes. That's the husky in him. And Australian Shepherd, half and half. It was to the point where we almost grabbed two of the pups. The other pup that we were looking at was a blue Merrill. And the markings were just incredible. Blue eyes. Oh, it's litter of 11. And all of them had blue eyes. Every one of them. And there was only two of them that were blue Merrills. The rest were dark, and there was a tanned one, but we're all tricolored. But I love the blue Merrills markings. I know, man. I took him out yesterday evening, and we went for a run, and he was something else, man. He's really gaining his legs. He's really coming out of his shell. Like he was the most reserved in the litter. Very in his shell, very quiet, shy and reserved. And he's really come out now. He's really, we've had him. Friday will be 3 weeks now. Yeah. 3 weeks. Yeah. Friday will be 3 weeks that we've had him. And he's really come along. Like he's really learning really quick. He knows home now, like pretty much. You take him out for walks and stuff, and he just he knows where to go. He's and it's all about routine, right? I mean, when you give them some sort of routine, and they learn it. The only thing he's got to learn now is to sleep in a little bit more. He's getting up early because he was on a farm, and she was getting up at like 3 a.m. So he was getting up he still gets up at 3 every once in a while, but holy man, 3, that's too early. Too early, 3 a.m. Just insane. But yeah, anyways, that's Ozzy again. He's grown quite a bit, in the 3 weeks that we've had him already. So yeah. I'm probably not going to be on too much longer. So much to do. Even though I'm off this week. And there's still a lot to do. But I figured I'd pop in here for a little bit this afternoon. I may possibly again on Thursday. I don't know. It all depends. It all depends. We'll see. Welcome back, James. But I will be working on some surprise location content. Those will originally be for those who want to see them. If you can donate, then great. Again, like I said, this is only for a short period of time. Who knows? We may monetize, but I don't know. Yeah, I have seen it, Steve. It's really cool, interesting film. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know about the hype about it. I mean, it's a good movie. I don't think it's a great movie. But you know what? I liked it. I thought it was pretty not unique but interesting. I think of classic movies that sort of come come out of the woodwork, not necessarily with kids, but stuff like the Stepford Wives and Children of the Corn. Like for a whole new generation, if you will. It just it was an intriguing film. I would recommend watching it. Yes, absolutely. It's definitely a new spin in this day and age of how things are and how, I don't know, zombified we are, because we are. We're just so many people are just so zoned out now. Very, very zoned out, and not aware of their surroundings. Hey, Rochelle, how are you? Not aware of their surroundings, and it's really a shame. Really, it is. I look at people. I watch people. I've always been like that. I like to observe. I'm an observer, and it's just fascinating. Like you look at kids and adults alike, and when they're in groups, you don't have that communication directly anymore. It's like, even when they're in groups, they all have their phones and they're all looking at separate stuff. It's like you're being torn apart from that sort of, that collectiveness. And from one collectiveness to another, to like a physical collectiveness to a, non-physical sort of collective hive, if you will. I don't know. Hey, sir, how are you?
How you doing this morning?
I'm good. How about you?
About to find out.
There you go. There you go. You have okay, let me see. Is it at the cinema? It's in the cinema, I believe. Yeah. Have you seen Weapons? The movie?
No, I don't watch a whole lot of movies, to be honest.
Okay. All right.
I'm one of those weirdos.
Yeah. It's it's a pretty cool flick. Now, Steve asked me in chat if I'd seen it, and I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it's in the cinema still, I believe. Yeah, take care, Rochelle. Nice seeing you. Yeah, it's just reading here.
What genre is it? Can you tell about the movie without giving too many spoilers?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like, it's like a comedy horror, really. It's like dark comedy, though. It's not outright comedic. It's dark comedy, dark humor,
Right.
in a way. And without giving too much away with it, it just it's just very odd and jagged and you kind of can see the foreshadowing of what's to come.
Yeah, when you watch enough movies, I mean, you can only have so many ideas before things start to repeat. So we kind of see things coming in these movies, but they can put their own twist on it and make it pretty entertaining.
Exactly, and it's I liked it. I mean, I can't say that I was surprised by the outcome, right? But
Right.
the way, the leading up to it, you're like, oh, okay, is it? Yeah, you kind of think, you theorize, and okay, that's what it is. But you kind of have that in the back of your mind. You weren't too sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make a horror movie that is nothing but pure suspense.
Yeah.
Nobody dies, nobody gets hurt. It just leads up to it, and then at the very end, the very last scene, everybody dies right then. That would be totally unexpected.
Wait a sec. What kind of movie is this? I'm ripped off. What the hell? I paid money for this?
Hey, Laura.
Yeah. That exactly. You're sitting down. You get the starting credits roll, and a beautiful day, and you have this whole, this, I don't know, whatever. And then, all of a sudden everybody dies. You're like, what? Is that it? What the hell, man? What the hell? Is that it? Come on.
Set it up for the sequel.
Yeah, for the sequel. That had me thinking maybe we could do this with it. Yeah, there's plenty of ways to spin it. Plenty of ways. So it's new and exciting.
Well, I finally got that little laptop going.
Yeah.
It took forever to get Linux on this thing. This thing's a dinosaur. It's one
Holy.
of those, Gateway Atoms.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put what's the name of that? It's one of the Puppy Linux distributions, but it runs like it's brand new with that.
Really?
Definitely better than the Windows 7 that was on there that was just chugging along.
Yeah, those old versions of Windows, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
This is going to be the field unit to run experiments with.
Nice. That's good. That's good. So what any experiments in particular?
One thing I want to branch into that not a lot of people try to do is look at haven't had enough caffeine yet. Hold on. Infrasound.
Oh yes. Yes, my favorite area.
Because I'd like to see what's going on. Because I know, and I've had it happen in my house before. It sounds like somebody's walking around when I know there's nobody in here.
Yeah.
So if I put like piezo elements around, I should be able to pick up subsonic sound or infrasound and try to find out where it's coming from. Because if I put one on my floor, one outside on the ground, and I get the same sound, well, then I know it's coming from something else.
Exactly. That's a good idea. Like, I mean, I've always thought about, infrasound and how it's pretty much the key to opening up a lot of things, I believe. And greater explanation of how our the sounds that we're hearing, the say, if you want to say, particular EVPs and so on and so on. Is this how it's being casted out? Through infrasound? Is infrasound the tool? The frequency?
It can be.
Yeah. So
is it, even if every sound, every wave has what you call a harmonic, which has a multiple or a half or a division of the frequency. So if you have like a 1 hertz tone, you're going to have another harmonic at 500 kilohertz. Or 1 kilohertz tone. And sorry, I have not had enough coffee yet. But you get the idea. Every so often you have another harmonic, and there's an equation to figure out where they are. Yeah. So if you have a infrasound that's loud enough, you can have something else in your the building, house, whatever, that's going to resonate at one of the harmonics, and it will make a sound that you can hear. And you're going to be thinking, oh my God, I have a ghost in here, when could be something else. So The only way to find out is we need to start listening where we can't hear. Yeah,
exactly. And, obviously to have some sort of controlled environment, it's hard. I mean, that's the hard part, controlling the environment, right? Especially with sound.
Oh, yeah.
That's
a lot of people, they'll do these investigations at these big locations when they're actually in the middle of town.
In the middle of town, like I always like harken back to some classic places like say Waverly Hills, and you're in there, you're collecting audio, and you pick something up, and you say, well, just how secure is this place really? I mean, people have known to be able to sneak in there and break in over the years. I mean, how many times? I'm sure, and a location like that too. I hate to say it, but is there things that they put in there to trigger? Perhaps, you know, like
Wouldn't be hard. Wouldn't be
no,
hard at
it
all.
wouldn't be hard at all. It wouldn't be hard that you know, we'll pay somebody to just go, hide up here and, just whisper or talk or
Hmm.
whatever, and or just have some micro speakers or whatever.
Right.
It wouldn't surprise me at all, because the one thing that I'm in awe still.
Hmm.
The last time we were there years ago, was the ball, and automatically, the EVP that we captured in the next room beside when the ball is rolling around.
Hmm.
It's just like, man, this is just too good. It's just too, when you listen to it, it's like, what the hell? This is incredible. And you sit there and go, but is it real?
Yeah.
Is it?
It was way too easy, way too convenient.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of EVPs like that. I think the entire time I've been doing this, seriously doing it since 2005, I think I've got 2, maybe 3 legitimate EVPs, or that I feel is legitimate anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's there's some places that been into, and I know for a fact there's none of that going on. Whatever's collected, it's collected. It's coming from there.
Hmm.
But where, I don't know. Where is it coming? Again, you can't explain it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's way too many ways to. If you don't understand what your equipment is actually detecting,
Hmm.
then there's no way to know whether what you've collected is legitimate or not. And not enough
Exactly.
investigators out there, ghost hunters, really understand that.
Exactly. And that's why I use
Hmm.
multiple devices in one area, not together, but in the same kind of range, where if one picks up something, the other's going to pick it up as well, but at a different perspective.
Right.
So you can kind of judge and compare. Okay, wait a sec, and that's what we did at Waverly. We use that technique because I find it's very helpful in fully understanding if something does play out. Is it just the one recorder picking it up, or is it all of them?
Right.
If it's just the one, then it's like, okay, wait a sec here. But if all of them pick it up, it just gives you like a multi-perspective sort of zone to work with.
Yeah, especially if you take like a piece of graph paper and just draw out the room and area that you're in and put a little X where you had your microphones and a
Mm-hmm.
little arrow off of it showing what direction the microphone was pointing. And then whenever you go over everything, look at the decibels and write that down, you can get a pretty good idea where the sound originated from in that room. It may not be exact, but it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah. Tom, with the positioning of the ball, what we did was we put it in a room, and we did actually get a level out to make sure the floor was pretty level. And the floor was pretty level. But what we did was we put it on top of a quarter, and we put a chalk circle around the base of the ball, and just to see if it would disturb it at all while we weren't in the room. But we also had a couple security cams on it, and it didn't make sense. Just didn't make sense, because I mean, it was like 100. I think it was like 109 Fahrenheit. It was like a friggin' oven. And it was very stagnant, no wind, just very stagnant. It was very uncomfortable that night. I remember, we were sweating like crazy, and when we kept checking on the ball, it didn't look like it moved. It looked like it was still, whatever. Okay, we're not going to get anything off this. And then, I remember going, when we got home and reviewed all the footage, and then all of a sudden you see this ball, you know, rolling, rolling, playfully, right? And then it would stop. It would stop when somebody would walk by the doorway. It would stop. It was really weird. And then the people would go by, and then all of a sudden it'd roll again, and then ultimately it rolled right back onto its way back onto the quarter. And I'm like, okay, so how do you explain that?
And you check the area with the level beforehand?
Oh yeah, yeah. And it was level as hell. It was very level. What was the ball? It was a heavy rubber ball, right? Yeah, it was a heavy rubber ball. We brought it in, so we wanted to make sure that it was our equipment, not because they have balls there, and you never know if they're fucking rigged or whatever. So, because that was one of the big things at Waverly. Oh yeah, you bring a toy, it'll play with it, or whatever. Or if you use one of the toys, it'll play with it, right? What made it heavy? It was a heavier rubber ball. That's all. It was just when you blew it up, it was just like in weight. It was the thickness of the rubber that made it a little heavier than usual. Almost like a basketball, sort of, right? Almost like a basketball, but rubber. And like I said, we put it on this quarter, and the weirdest thing. When you watch the video, like I've got the video up here on our YouTube channel, right? And I had to clean it up because this. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Let's see here.
You had to put together a collage of your best moments and put it under a members only.
Yeah, well, that's what I think we're gonna have to start monetizing, to be honest. And I don't really want to do that because then, like I said, it changed the dynamic of the show a bit.
Yeah, but that's how the game's played these days.
Yeah, sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where are we? Where did I?
Now, about the only way you could tell if it was the floor in that room is you would have to set up 2, maybe 3 laser levels on tripods set in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
So the floor goes down in either direction and it moves one of those legs, your laser light's going to move.
Exactly.
So if you could get like 3 of them of 3 different colors, then you could really tell what's going on.
All right, let's see here. There we go. It stopped. I hate when it does that. There we go. Is it playing okay now? Mm-hmm. So there's the ball with the IR light bouncing off it. And you can start to see it move a bit. And it's just moving just a little slight bit.
Sped up or real time?
No, it's real time. See how it's going?
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Was there a heavy side on this ball, or is it just pretty well uniform?
Pretty equal, pretty balanced. We tested it before we put it on there. Then it pretty much just stops.
Well, that doesn't look like any movement that you would get from any air in the room.
No.
Which on camera, you could put like an incense in there, something, put a little bit of smoke, and then you can see.
Yeah.
Kind of like what I got going here. That's an incense in front of the camera.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, that's and yeah, it's dancing to the music exactly. But yeah, it's really weird. Really weird. I mean, there was absolutely no air. I mean, it was so friggin' it was like an oven in there. Stagnant. Right?
Where was that at?
Louisville, Kentucky. Right? Waverly Hills Sanitarium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one place I'm kind of torn on wanting to go there.
You know what? It's a neat place. Don't get me wrong, but you know, with all the shit that's been said about it, it's just, and that's the problem. You know, my team, we went down there. It was 2007, so it wasn't quite as bad as it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, it had not really been blown up. But it was becoming one of the go-to places, like what I used to call one of the the paranormal Disney World,
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to go there, and so I had to secure. Like I knew somebody who worked security there, and we were able to get in there and do a private investigation. So. Which worked out really well. But I'll tell you, man, it just I remember going down there, and I remember sitting in the night before we went in, because we went down a day before, and after the drive down there, we said, okay, let's go get a bite to eat, and we went into Cracker Barrel. Good old Cracker Barrel. We're sitting at a table, and all these people are sitting at another table, and one of them comes up to me and goes, you all those guys from TV, those ghost hunters? Oh, it was hilarious. Where are you off to? Waverly Hills Senate. Oh, that place is crazy, man. It's of course the local lore and all that, because it's been abandoned for 20 odd years before it was bought, and it was one of those places where all the kids would go to and explore and hang out and party and all that kind of stuff.
Graffiti everywhere.
Yeah, and I just remember, and then getting closer to the date and talking to people, and they just gave they were force feeding you all these stories about it. And I said to the guys, I said, look, guys, set that aside. Don't let that influence your time there.
Don't Philippe yourself.
Yeah, don't let it contaminate your thoughts. Because a lot of what you're hearing is just pure fluff. Just let what happens, and then you digest it, and go from there. Don't let that control the way you think. What? James, your PC's overheating.
No, that's an instance I have set off in front of the camera.
That's hilarious.
Those places like that. They're overdone.
Oh, and yeah.
With as many people that has been there, and there's still no hardcore evidence, just tells you right there that I'm not going to say that paranormal is not real, because I've had so many experiences myself.
Yeah.
There is something more to this universe that we don't know. The problem is it's intangible, and all the equipment that we have can only detect what we know of this universe, and what we know are the things that we can interact with. We don't know anything else. So
Exactly.
going to the local Radio Shack and grabbing something off the shelf is not going to get you in touch with another world.
No. No.
And they go to these places because there's so many fantastic stories and try to get that, and they really don't understand the equipment that they're even carrying. So you have a lot of problems with those things.
Well, yeah, it's not just the equipment. It's the fact that, you're only going in there for a few hours and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you supposed to expect and, get from, just a few hours as opposed to being in there like weekly or, a few times a month or, repeat visitations and sort of collecting data.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you would
that's
have to have complete control of the environment.
absolutely. And I mean, that's the important thing. I mean, collecting the data and, analyzing it and putting it together and making sense of it. You can't judge if a place is paranormal or not from one visitation or a couple.
Right.
You just can't. So, I mean, there's so many factors that play in that, people just don't care about, just don't really worry about.
Yeah, there just needs to be a shift in the tactics, the methods, the theories, and most importantly, what you're using to detect any of this.
A rolling ball is a bit low down. Well, absolutely. Of course it is. It's just a finding. That's all it
It's
is.
an experiment.
It's something out of the ordinary, and can it be explained? Absolutely, I'm sure it can. But as far as I've been able to, and everybody else that I've shown is like, explain it to me, show me, right? There's just, it's an oddity. Maybe there's something in like sort of temperature schematics or whatever. I don't know. You never know. There could be something that could explain why that ball was doing what it was doing. But to me, I don't know. I'm not an expert in that field. Right? So, I mean, there's plenty of things, maybe the heat, expands the ball and causes it to move. Who knows? Could be anything.
In order to move like that, it would have to be having a reaction with something.
Yeah.
If temperature was a factor, there would have to be chemicals. You would have smelt something if it was that prevalent.
Yeah, there was no wind. Absolutely none. It was honestly, it was like dead. It was dead. It was like I said, an oven. 109. It was hot.
Usually when it gets that hot. But the major problem is, and I know you're not going to do it, but the first thing people think of is, well, that was faked. And the reason they think that is you had the ball, you had it moving there, but what did you have around it to disprove the wind, to disprove the level, to disprove none of that was there? The debunkers are going to sit there and just
oh, absolutely. And you know what? I encourage them to. I encourage. Look at this. This is It needs to be scrutinized. This is why, if anything I make available, go ahead and scrutinize the shit out of it. I don't have a problem with that. I encourage it. I'm not going to get all defensive because you're scrutinizing it. Fuck, by all means, go for it.
Right, and most of the people that do get defensive, they either did take it or they just want it so bad for it to be the proof.
Exactly.
And they get on the evening news or something.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I had one guy on and this is why I don't go to those Facebook forums anymore. He posted a picture. It was him, his wife, and his daughter. And he had something circled right behind the daughter's head and said, "Look at this shadow." Okay. I looked at it and I put it on negative and I zoomed in it and I put, what is that called? Threshold, I run several filters on it, and
Yeah.
it just kept coming up the same way, that it was the same outline as the rest of her frizzy hair. It was just her hair. The way it looked normally, yeah, sure, it looked kind of weird, but no, it was just a piece of her hair sticking out. And I pointed that out. Said,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you don't have anything here. It's just her hair.
Exactly.
Oh my God, what are you, the board's debunker here? Do you even
Oh,
believe in spirits? And well, he jumped all over me.
I've had that happen a few times.
I said, first off, yes, I do believe. And I've been doing this for a long time, but did you even bother to check or even think of it yourself before you posted this publicly?
Exactly.
Yeah, he didn't want to respond after that, but I quit going to those boards because I'm not gonna
Well,
deal with that.
that's the problem. I mean, as soon as you come out and you sort of give them a logical explanation,
Hmm.
they jump all over you.
Yeah,
They jump all over you. It's like, wait a sec here. I think we're all trying to understand what's going on, if anything. And to me, here's a logical explanation for it.
and I think a lot of it's just embarrassment. They get not so angry at me so much as themselves as well, and they feel like they just made themselves look like a fool. They get embarrassed. They get angry.
Look at, it's like, I don't know how many times you go to one of these boards and, these links and groups and blah, 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 and somebody will post a picture of an orb.
Yeah.
Right there. It's like, oh, damn well, and it's hard to keep your mouth shut because you're like, no, 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 not an orb. No, look at, you could see why the orb is there. Right there, as plain as day, why it's there. And then when you point it out, oh my God, you're the devil. You're the devil, man. Get rid of them.
Got the most famous dust orbs, water orbs.
Yeah.
And a lot of these you can really tell, especially the dust orbs. I mean, they got little bitty rainbow-like colors on the outsides, and the water orbs are going to be real similar.
Mm-hmm.
You have light refraction, and
Light
this
refraction?
is a real. This one's the easiest to debunk.
Yeah.
Because if you look on a camera lens, you have multiple layers of these lenses.
Yep.
And when your source light's coming in at just the right angle, you'll have orb.
It'll shoot right across. Yeah.
They'll be in line with the source.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Typically the sun. You won't have the sun fully in there, but it's getting enough for that light that it's bouncing off these lenses, and you'll get these orbs.
Yeah.
Most orbs that I've ever seen that I can't debunk are the ones I've seen with my own eye. They produce their own light, and they had no reason to be flying right in front of me. No, wasn't a lightning bug, wasn't a flashlight. It was a little coin-sized ball of light that just don't know what it was.
Yeah, it's as much as people. I found this, the longer I had been doing this for, the more it came out, and that's because of the sort of the progression of the paranormal as a whole, and more and more people being subjected and exposed to the TV shows and now content creators and so on that especially in a home investigation. I don't like doing home investigations anymore. I haven't done home investigations for a while because unless it warrants it. But most of them want to be there to see what you're doing. And I generally don't have a problem with that as long as you let us do our thing. We went to one house, and it was an open concept home. Everything was like the main room was open to the whole home, and the owners, when we went into it, did a pre-investigative interview with them to determine if we were going to go in and investigate and set up the date and what equipment we need and how many people we need and blah blah blah. And Basically, at the end of it, we set up the date, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, okay, we'll see you on so and so. Okay, great. No problem. In the calendar, set up. 2 days before the investigation, get a call from them. Is it okay if our neighbors come over and watch? And I'm like, what do you mean come over and watch? We're there to, you're asking for help. We're there to try to help you to explain what's going on.
Yeah, this isn't a parlor trick.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's a great idea. Well, just we could just sit down in the living room and play Trivial Pursuit on the TV. No, because then there's no controlling of the environment. I can't. We can't have that.
Too much noise.
Yeah.
Coughing, sneezing, scratching.
Yeah. So okay, no problem. Okay, so we show up to the house, go in, and who's there? The neighbors, sitting in the living room. And I was pissed. I told you. I was ready to walk out right there and then. And I said, look they have to leave. I'm sorry, they have to leave. Well, they'll be quiet. No, we agreed to this.
Mm-hmm. They got to hold up their end. If you're trying to investigate, you can't have people contaminating. It's like, here's a murder scene. Let's get an audience in here. No, that'll never happen.
I'm just reading the chat. Will they wanted to join in on the show? Exactly. That's exactly what it was, and it was a farce. But what I find too, though, is I find that are you willing to accept? You ask them, are you willing to accept what we do or don't find? Yeah, okay. Because we may not find anything, and if we don't find anything, are you okay? Are you willing to accept that? Oh, absolutely. Okay, all right, fine. You go in, you do your thing, nothing happens. You go back, you review everything, nothing out of the ordinary. Everything's explainable. You tell them this is what this is. You're having issues with that. Well, that's what that is, and blah 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 blah, right? And then you're leaving. Well, I don't know. Do you think you can come back? Because I don't think I really think that's what's going on here. I think there's something actually going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I would suggest maybe getting another opinion then. Get somebody else to come in. And you know what? 9 out of 10 times, that other person, those other people that come in there will tell you, you got demonic activity in your home. And that's what happened.
Now.
Yeah. I don't know how many times I've heard that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, come on.
Did you ever see that one guy? He was on Brew Productions. I can't remember the name of the guy. They showed him on one of their streams. But he went into the house and told them that it was the ghost of their mother.
Yeah.
And so he decides he's going to channel the spirit.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, this guy is as white as us. The family is not.
Yeah.
So he starts imitating what he thinks their mother's going to sound like, which to me was grossly racist. But he's sitting there and he says, "You give mama some sugar," and he kisses a guy.
What?
I kid you not. You've got to look it up. It's hilarious.
Oh my God.
It is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, that's going to be the guy that comes in after you've told them what the real issue is. Yeah, and you can't. If you believe your house is haunted, don't call somebody that's got a YouTube channel.
No, God, no. They're just looking to create content.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst thing you can do, and that's the problem I have with people who investigate the paranormal now. They have to put content out.
Yeah.
I mean, why is it so important to put content out? Why?
They're selfish, is all it is. I mean, they're not looking to help the people. They're looking to help themselves. I've done residential investigations and hunts.
Yeah.
One of them, actually, one of the legitimate EVPs that I feel is legitimate, was from a house that I knew well. That's why they called me.
Yeah.
Never posted this anywhere. It never went anywhere. But I set up a tape recorder, because I love tape recorders, external microphone, set it on a bed. So everything there would muffle any sound that comes from the device. So it was not a mechanical device or noise. And we had went through and we said, you know, if you're here, leave. You're not welcome. That was in my early days, so I really didn't know if that was going to work or not. And I'm like, okay, let's all go to lunch. We left the house, completely left the house. 5 minutes into the recording, there's this voice that says, I like being here. And it was a grade A. I mean, I didn't have to up the audio, nothing. And I know nobody was in the house because we had the keys. We went through it. Nobody pulled in. Nobody entered because we would have heard the door. But, I mean, somebody else would have been like, oh, my God, we have to make this the forefront of our show now. You've got a demon in here. But some people legitimately have problems. But we talked with the homeowner, and, okay, this is what you need to do on your end. This is your home. You need to put your foot down. And they actually followed the advice and never had a problem after that. But it was doors open and closing, walking through the house, the shadows, the common issues.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've come across that so many times. Yeah, it's all about the money. Yeah, absolutely. It's about the money. It's about everybody's going to get people. If you know, I know a lot of people who have been on that side of the entertainment part of paranormal investigating. You know, and they'll all tell you. Every one of them will tell you they made no money. They make no money at all. None.
Nope.
You know how they make their money? Conventions. That's how they make their money. That's it.
Ad revenue, memberships.
Yeah. You know,
sponsorship.
They literally get no money from these shows. Next to nothing. You know, you get a little bit of money and that's it. I mean, I did a couple gigs. I think the most I ever made on one gig was about $1,200 US. And that's it. That's it. You know, that doesn't go very far in this day and age. 1,200.
No, I could use that about now, but no.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, but you know what I mean? Yeah, we could all use it, but you know, it's just insane that people think that, you know, it's so easy to make money. It's sure it's easy enough to make money, but then are you willing to take the fall if whatever you're selling isn't working?
Right.
Because once people start to figure out what you're doing, that money, that well is going to dry right up. And when it dries right up, then what are you going to do?
Well, you would think that, but look at like the twins.
Yeah.
Insane amount of money. Sam and Colby, look at the amount of money they've got.
Yeah.
So they just keep up the facade and try to keep their head down when bunkers come around. And that's the only way they've made it.
Yep.
They have found, when trying to go after like Side-Eye Guy and Beardo and all them, that it actually draws the attention away from them and makes them look bad. So they've learned to just shut up.
Yeah.
Let the debunker say what they want to say and just keep going. And that's how they keep making that money.
Well, I mean, that goes with anything, right? I mean,
right.
You know, you're always going to have that thorn in your side no matter what. No matter what. You know, for years, I had somebody who was, do I have it? I've got a file folder here. I don't know where
I put it. Tom's question there, crazy neighbor yelling through a window. The nearest neighbor was a quarter mile away, and there was nobody around the outside, just nothing. But it was a very clear voice. If there had been a chance of anybody being around, I would say, okay, yeah. But no, I made sure that there wasn't going to be anything. If there was, they were good because they were quiet otherwise.
Yeah, it's but yeah, I've had a thorn in my side several times. But it doesn't matter what you do. You give them the attention, that's what they want.
Oh yeah.
You know? Um
It,
for me it's like, okay, look at I'm just gonna let whatever I've always been open ended with what I find. I refuse to call it evidence because I don't know if it's evidence.
right.
It to me it's a finding. Guys, take a look at it and you tell me. You tell me what you think.
Yeah,
Scrutinize it.
and that's how real science things
It
go. You
it's
have your
called peer
hypothesis,
reviewing it. Yeah.
you have your theory,
Yep.
you have your like with physics. Okay, you have your physicist who
Yep.
comes up with the idea and theory, and then you have your experimental theorists
Yep.
or a physicist, and they actually use the equipment and put it to the test and find it. But sometimes it's going to be years or decades later before they actually find it.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's abnormal. Yes. It's abnormal. Exactly. It's abnormal. And that's the thing. I mean, that doesn't mean it's paranormal. It's just we just don't understand what it is right now.
Mhm. And that's why I keep saying over, I'm sounding like a broken record now. We need to change the way we do this. We need to, okay, throw out the cat balls first. Okay,
Oh,
give them
yeah.
back to the cats.
They're
That's what
neat.
they're for.
They're neat. I like the cat ball. No, I don't.
Get rid of the
um,
spirit boxes.
why the fuck do you use cat balls? Oh God.
They're specifically designed to sit there and flash to get the cat's attention,
Yep.
and they're not telling you anything. Spirit box,
Oh, I
okay,
can't. I've never
it's
been a
a
big.
fast rotating radio, and I know exactly. I can even tell you how to fake this without doing overlaid audio, because you can detect overlaid audio if you look at the waveforms and
Absolutely. Yeah.
spectrograms.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a little bitty metal. It's about that big, tiny little circuit board that is an FM transmitter. You can get this from Temu, AliExpress, Amazon, whatever. And it's got a little microphone port. You plug it into an MP3 player with a sound that you recorded and let it sit there and repeat over and over and over. So when you turn on your spirit box, you can display whatever word you want on there.
They supposedly flash when there's something close to them.
It depends on how they're built. You
Yeah.
have some that's most of the time they just have a little vibration sensor, which is a little spring really close to another piece of metal. So if you touch them or bump them or any kind of vibration closes that circuit, they sit there and they flash lights. And the colors are really for us because the cats can't see all of the LED colors. But it gets the cat's attention. The cat slaps it around a little bit and it blinks some more, and it's an animal toy. But some of them are actually designed where they have a timer where if they sit there for a few minutes, they'll start to blink on their own to get the cat's attention.
Exactly. The cat
Yeah,
falls
yeah,
to keep
exactly.
investigation. Exactly. Exactly. And I mean, like, when you're watching something and they're using cat balls and the suspense, it's quiet, and then all of a sudden, oh, it goes off and the music goes all drastically, and all the drama is like inflated. Oh my God, did you see that? Did you see? Hey Louise, how are you?
Bro,
Oh my
dude.
God. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like
And,
Harlow. Dude, run.
and like Julie's saying there, how expensive they are. Used to be able to get like 3 of them in a package for $1.
Yeah, I know.
And
Anything.
yeah,
Anything now that has been commercialized because of ghost hunting,
hmm
EMF detectors,
yeah,
temperature readers. These things are not made for detecting ghosts, but they say ghost detectors. Why?
infrared thermometer.
Yeah.
This is the one that I had back in 2007, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still working.
Yeah.
DT300.
Yeah.
Works great. Paid $2 for them. You know how much they are now? Almost 30.
God.
Like anemometer, same thing. Paid $5 for it. They're almost 30 as well.
Here's one for you. How about, what is it, the DR60?
Oh
God. You want to talk about hyperinflated shit?
$2,200 US.
You know why? Why? What
and
a fucking joke!
It's so flawed. Most recording that you get now is, hold on, this guy right here.
Yeah.
Nothing smaller than that. Okay, this is a Tascam DR07.
Yeah.
It can record with the 32-bit, 44K quality, studio quality actually, and it records directly into wave.
Yeah.
The DR60 is flawed. One, the circuit itself made noise, so it injected its own noise from the poor circuitry. There was no shielding, so any RF could come through.
Yeah.
It was 8-bit, which is, we're talking Windows 3.1 quality audio here. As a matter of fact, Windows 3.1 could do better quality audio than the DR60. It's just stripped down. It was flawed from the get-go. Every bit of it, the programming, the circuitry, it was junk.
I love these two guys.
Is that the Zoom?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
I love these guys. Incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
So the Zoom's good.
And the thing is, it breaks it down into 4 channels. You know, so you can analyze it a little bit better, which is really cool.
Yeah, this is just 2 channels here, and I've got a little stand for it to sit on, so I don't have to hold it.
Yeah, which is cool. I hate spirit boxes. I hate them. You know what? I remember the trouble I used to have with my stance with the Frank's boxes and the Radio Shack hacks in the beginning, before the spirit boxes. And I'm telling you, man, like, you know, they're really neat. Don't get me wrong. They're cool, but that's it. It's a parlor trick.
It is.
You know, and that's why many of them have to put for entertainment purpose only.
Yep.
Right?
I mean, it's literally an FM radio that's just going through the bands. You could do the same thing with a dial.
You know, you can't, like, I remember years ago, and chatting with a particular person who was the ghost box queen, if you will, back in the day. And she was doing she was working on a project in an old sanitarium that she was claiming, you know, had all this shit happen, and 99% of the stuff that she was providing was from this ghost box. And I'm like, come on, you got to be kidding me. If you think the narrative that you're spinning is true because of what this thing is fucking saying, you're insane. You're insane. You know, if the narrative is so flawed. Does it have anything to do with the history? Probably not. Probably not. And if you say it does, you're full of shit. You know?
The major problem with the spirit box, if you it's an FM radio. You know you're going to be picking up broadcasts that are currently going on in real time. If you know that the information is going to be flawed from the get-go, then how can it be a reliable tool?
Exactly.
So you can't rely on it. Now, if you want to debunk that, it's actually easy. You get a software-defined radio, which is a fraction of the cost.
Yep.
And it's just a little USB dongle about that big that you put an antenna on, and you can you get what they call a waterfall, where you can actually see all the broadcasts and the audio in real time coming down in front of you on the entire FM spectrum. You can click on any one of them and listen to them. and you can tell. So you can check with this spirit box. It's going to go across that channel that you're listening to, and you can line them up. Hear the same thing coming across,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll know.
Yeah, exactly.
But it'll also tell you what channels are not broadcasting anything. So if you get a voice on a channel that's not broadcasting, don't know what that came from.
Exactly. Keep them entertained for a few seconds. I'll be right back, okay?
Gotcha. Yeah, I wouldn't spend the money on Spirit Box. Don't bother with Spirit Box. Don't bother with EMF unless you're going to go really scientific with the stuff. I wouldn't spend the money on the common modern day tropes. Definitely not cat balls. Definitely not a DR60. You could buy a car for the amount of money that you can buy a DR60. So don't even spend a dime on one of those. But you can get actual true live testing equipment if you want to learn how to do that. That's a two-way radio. Any radio that you get that's consumer, somebody else has one and they're transmitting. So you're not directly or even indirectly connecting with the spirit on these things. They're made for us to communicate. They're not designed to pick up spirits. Do I believe spirits could possibly come through? I've heard some weird things on radio, but I've never heard on just regular radio anything that couldn't be explained. I have had whenever I was 12, I think, I had made a crystal radio, just a coil of wire, a germanium diode, and a crystal ear set. And the antenna that I had put together was a piece of wire that I had stretched across the backfield from the house, and it was like 300 feet out there. Huge antenna. So I was picking up broadcasts from all over the world, and during the night I could hear anything I want. Once in a while I would hear something that would kind of raise my hairs, but I was also a kid, so I didn't know what I was hearing. So at no point have I ever messed with any of these radios. Have I heard anything that couldn't be explained?
I'm interested in the germanium crystal.
Mm-hmm.
You put a dial. Did you put that together yourself, or was it already?
Yes.
So what did you use to shield it from the natural frequencies? Because I know the natural frequencies from germanium that would fucking drive you insane.
Well, that's actually how they work.
Yeah.
The reason that germanium, and you can use a not a Zener, a Schottky diode as well.
Okay.
Any diode that has a really, really low voltage breakdown is good for a crystal radio, because a normal diode is like a 1.7 volt forward voltage.
Okay.
And you're not going to get that from airwaves.
Yeah.
But basically what it was, I took a sewing spool, wooden one, and I put some I think it was like 32 gauge. It was tiny wire. Pulled it out of the back of the TV.
Yeah.
And wrapped it around there. One side went to ground. One side went to the antenna. And from the side that went to the antenna, I put the diode in there, hooked it up to my earpiece.
Okay.
And the other side was ground. And there you go. And then I had like a paper clip on there as my wiper.
Yeah.
So I could shorten the coil, lengthen the coil.
Yeah.
It didn't work half the time.
I had a guy who built a germanium crystal recorder, and incredible device, man. And he was able to I don't know what he used to translate the waves, the frequency into language. He had this really, really neat. I forget what he did, but it was incredible what he did with it. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's all it is, just a little bitty component.
Yeah.
And this actually does the demodulation.
Yeah.
And it's only going to work on amplitude modulation, not frequency modulation.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden is ripping the wave in half, and then it becomes an audio signal instead of a radio wave signal.
See, James, you should start building your own spirit boxes for everyone.
I could make tools out the wazoo.
Call it the Friday House Box. The Friday House Box.
The FH1000.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's. I'm so done with that shit. I mean, I think I bought one. I bought an ITC spirit box. Long time ago. This was a long time ago, just to experiment it and work with it, see. And I automatically went, yeah, okay, this is just pure bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just pure bullshit.
They put an echo box on it.
Was there an echo box on it? Yeah.
A lot of those, yeah.
Yeah. There's an echo box on it, but it just, oh my god, it's the people, the money people pay for these things.
Oh yeah, you get it together easy. You get your and you can get a. Hold on, I actually have one here. I can show you. This is part of my perf board. This is what I build experiments on. But this little microcontroller right here.
Yeah.
You get these for a couple bucks. They can control everything. You can make your own. Well, all of them. Every tool that's out there, this little chip can control. So you can make your own spirit box with this. And then you go to like a ham radio store, CB shop, something like that. And you can get a little circuit board that's that big that they put in these radios to add echo, voice changing, everything else. You set it up, you put it on the audio output of your radio receiver being controlled by a microprocessor. And there it is. You put it in a fancy looking box. That's literally what they're doing. There's nothing mystical to this. There's nothing special about it. It's just electronics. That's it.
Yeah. That's insane. But I mean, there you go. I mean, these guys, there's tons of guys out there that put this equipment together. They know. They absolutely know.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it doesn't matter. It's like, well, I'm going to make a few bucks. This is how I make my living. You know, and people are going to, like, gobble them up because they do.
Yeah.
You know, you might be able to make it, you know, a tad bit cheaper than the guy out that's already selling them. Hell, I can make you this like $10 cheaper, and they'll still, or it could be at the same, you know, the same price level, and people would still buy it because it's the new kid on the block.
Or it could be like, you got two lights on your models, but mine changes colors.
Yeah, you know, you got all the bells and whistles and lights and everything. Oh my God, look at that! It lights up. Even better, it lights up.
That's another one, the dead bell.
Oh yeah.
Let me explain why these don't work. Okay, it's an EMF device. It's an EMF meter, which again, you can make with these. You have a threshold. Let's say, let's use your outside automatic night light, like up on the pole. It has a threshold. It detects when the light level gets to a certain point, it kicks on the night light.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can set this threshold. If you have a model on the side of your house that's motion detecting, you have a little knob called sensitivity. That's the threshold. When you reach a certain level, you can have it set here. And when motion gets beyond here, it kicks on light. Okay. EMF meters, smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors. They have these threshold settings.
Yep.
And I'll get back to the carbon monoxide detector in a second. But the dead bell, it's an EMF meter, and it has a threshold. When the readings get to a certain point, that's when the circuitry pulls the solenoid, dings the bell. What's the number here? What are you reading? What's causing that EMF? Does it tell you any of this?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. And again, you have multiple people building these things using different types of sensors. And the same person could be manufacturing these things in their garage, use one sensor, can't get it from a supplier, so they go to another one, so it has different characteristics.
Yep.
So you really don't know what you're getting when you're buying these things. You're just getting something that detects a wave somewhere and then dings. That's it. That's all you're getting. You're not getting anything that's telling you anything at all.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but on the carbon monoxide detector, um, these things read by parts per million.
Yep.
If you buy a cheap one, like a $10 one from Walmart, Lowe's, whatever, Home Depot, throw it out. Go spend your money on a good one that has a digital readout. And the reason I say that, and it's on the packaging too, you start feeling the effects right about 9 parts per million on carbon monoxide.
Yep.
Uh, Firefighters won't enter the building if it's around 15, something like that. Uh, Most of these cheap carbon monoxide detectors don't go off till 30 parts per million. And at that point, you could be face down on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And then they want to put it up on the ceiling where you don't get carbon monoxide. You need to put it down low where you're
Yeah.
at,
Yeah.
where you're going to be breathing. So I know that's not paranormal, but PSA, everybody, don't cheap out on these things.
No, don't. God, no.
Your life literally depends on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Carbon monoxide. There you go. Something that was not known for years, unseen. You know, just like germs. They weren't explained. We didn't know what they were. Had no clue.
And even after they were detected.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, just think how people reacted to it. You know, it's like something's making me sick. This is unnatural. They casted a spell on me. You know?
Witch.
Exactly. You know. The sort of savage explanation in all of us comes out. You can't rationalize. Oh yeah, I know it's insane. You know, and that's the thing. You know, explaining a lot of the phenomena that's going on now. That you know, there will be a point, hopefully, sooner than later, where science might be able to explain that. You know.
Well, until people start looking into it and experimenting, it's just going to stay the way it is.
Well, I always say, you know, think outside the box. You know, you're thinking inside the box, you're just taking the safe route. You're just taking the same route everybody else. And that's just, you know, especially with ghost or paranormal investigating, whatever else. You're never going to further the field if you're just going to stay within that safety box.
Right. And to be honest, there is no box.
Yeah. No.
There's no box. We have on blindfolds and we're walking around in the dark, just poking to see what we get. And that's literally all we're doing.
Well, yeah, with ghost hunting and very much what we call paranormal investigating, where most of people have no clues on how to investigate anything.
Right.
But, and like you mentioned earlier, tools. They don't even know how to use the tools properly. You know, it's, yeah, it's scary, but it's a reality. And, you know, that's a big chug, man. Is the caffeine kicking?
Oh yeah. Well, the camera really doesn't. And let's see, what can I compare it to? Here's my computer mouse.
That's a nice.
It holds 6 cups.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay. What is sad is smoke detectors and monoxide detectors are well, they are. Yeah. You could
The
go
good
to
ones are.
Yeah, you can go to Costco and get 2 for a good price.
Yeah, those are the ones that don't go off until because they have cheap sensors in them.
Yep.
And again, you can buy the sensor modules, build your own.
I like the ones that you could plug into the sockets down low, right?
So long as I have a backup battery.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, Yeah, you got to make sure they have a backup battery. But
Hmm.
and I mean, you know, they're a little bit more expensive, and they don't last as long as a hardwired. But still,
Mainly, the hardwire gives you power just to keep the battery that's in it alive.
yeah.
Because if it's like an electrical fire, power goes out, main breaker blows, something like that. You definitely got to keep up with those batteries.
Well,
I
yeah.
used to work in air conditioning, so I had the stuff drilled into my head.
Well, yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely something you can't cheap out on. There's no doubt about that. I mean, your safety and well-being is at risk.
Mhm.
Just like a lot of things that you know. I mean, well, there you go. You'd know. I mean, like, you know, AC, and like we got our AC, and hey, Wayne, how are you? We got our AC and furnace done after 20 years.
Mhm.
And you know, I'm looking at the broad spectrum of things, and you know, I go, I'm not skimping out here. I want something that's going to last me. And we went with a very expensive model for both. Sure, we got a deal because we bought the two of them, but still, it was a lot of money. But now, I'm going. It's well worth it instead of getting 10-year warranty like most of them give you. This thing we get 5, 15 years.
Yeah.
15 years. And it's regularly maintained. I mean, they come out and they maintain it twice a year.
Mhm.
The furnace and the AC unit and everything else. And hey, I'm good with that. Right? I mean, something like that, obviously down where you're at, probably, does it, I don't know, does it get cool there at all?
Ish.
Ish? Yeah. So it's mainly pretty warm where you're at.
It depends. Some years we'll turn on the heater for like a week.
Yeah.
Other years we have a full month where we're scraping ice off the cars. It depends.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
little random. Um, a couple years ago we did have a couple major freezes,
Yeah.
um, pipes and stuff. Even PEX lines frozen bust, which is hard to freeze a PEX line.
Yeah.
They're made to expand. They're made not to bust when it's freezing. We actually had some bust here. So it just depends. I'm waiting on these sunspots to go away, so everything will kind of level out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. Once in a blue moon, we'll see snow.
Yeah.
Not very often.
Which is an oddity.
For here, yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, it's here. It's because it gets cold. It doesn't get as cold as it used to, but it gets cold. Um, but it also gets warm here, and not necessarily warm, but the humidity is a killer here,
Yeah.
and the humidity is only for about maybe a couple months, give or take. And you're like, what the hell, man? This is insane. It's not supposed to be this hot here, but it does. It's just humid, right? It's just a killer. It's not because you guys get more of a straight heat, right? You don't get much humidity, do you?
Where I'm at, I'm near Houston.
Mm.
We're right near the Gulf. So
There you
yes, we
go. You got
get a
a
lot
lot
of
of
humidity here.
humidity. Okay.
Yeah, mold is a major issue in this area, especially the black mold.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, it gets brutal here. Yeah, get in the cottage, Great Lakes region. Get in the cottage. Yeah, yeah. We've been looking at purchasing a cottage. We're looking at it, but not. It's probably more north than the Great Lakes. I want to get away from the Great Lakes because if anybody knows anything about Canada, fucking 90% of its population is in and around the fucking 49th parallel, which is along the Great Lakes. So
Mhm.
you want to get away from that shit. Oh man, it's getting insane here. It just is. Insane. But hey. But anyways, I think that's about it. I'm going to call it. James, always great to catch up with you, bud.
Always enjoy it.
You know,
Always enjoy it.
and everybody who popped in, thank you. And again, if you can spare some dimes, please donate to the cause. Again, you can donate through PayPal at the address in the ticker there. And I did have it at the top of the chat box. I believe it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, that is to help us out with the full year of StreamYard with the show. Yeah, everything. And again, grab your Mothman t-shirt if you can. That helps out as well. Again, though, that link is in the show description. Any little bit helps. Anything helps. And we certainly do appreciate it, because we'd love to keep bringing you all these really cool guests on the show and so on and so on. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and please leave us your comments. And we're going to be looking for your stories for the Halloween show on the 26th. Right? So we want to hear your experiences. We'll read them out. If you guys want to call into the show. If you want to come into the show and tell us your experience, then great, even better. And then again, this Sunday we've got Matt Benton and Joe Vitale on to talk about Evil on Earth. So that's this Sunday. So guys, until then, take care. James, take care. Peace out, guys. Later.